guys, welcome back to my channel. Mermaid Nina here. Well, it's November, guys. You know what that means. Halloween is over. But it also means happy holidays, and because it's a new month, that means it is time for another Disney World updates video. And yeah, we've got some more information to discuss and for me to share with you guys. But I have a question, and I want you guys to put it in the comments if you can. So Disney's already started decorating for Christmas, right? Christmas is here. We're going to talk about it. But who thinks it's starting a little too early? Let me know in the comments. Who is like, oh my goodness, Nina, it's perfect. Absolutely love Christmas. The sooner we can celebrate it, the better. Let me know. I kind of get to the point where it's 2 months worth of Christmas that by the time Christmas comes, I'm kind of over it. And I hate that. So me personally, I think we're starting it just a smidge too early. That is my personal opinion. But I'd love to hear your guys's, because of course, as soon as, October 31st rolls around, it's Christmas explosion everywhere. Music is already at the malls. The TV commercials are already Christmas themed. They already want you buying all that Christmas merchandise. I mean, it's pretty much an explosion everywhere. I even think like pumpkin flavoring is gone now, and it's all about peppermint. But with that aside, let's hop into these updates. So the first update I have for you guys is, well, Nina called it. If you guys remember my last video, Akershush, not sure if that's how you say it, the Princess restaurant over in Norway is open. That's right. Go ahead and get those dining reservations for Akershush as soon as you can. But a slight little change here. So of course, yes, it's going to include all your princesses just like before. However, it is just currently for dinner right now. Not sure why. It was usually an all-day kind of meal, but they're starting about 2:30-ish for the time there, all the way through dinner. But yes, if you are interested in princesses, dining with all the princesses, this is the location for you. Cinderella's Royal Table right now over at Magic Kingdom just has Cinderella currently, and she doesn't even meet with you when you're eating. She meets with you before you enter the restaurant. So if you are missing all those princess pictures with your kiddos, that traditional princess dining, yes, Akershush is the restaurant for you. I'm gonna pop up the wording here because I know I'm saying it wrong. But just kind of know there was a glitch early on. So as soon as dining reservations came out for this restaurant, they were charging guests full price to make the reservation. So Disney came out and said that was a glitch. It should be fixed by now, but just know that that did indeed happen, and who knows, it could always happen again. But yes, apparently guests were refunded their money for that. And note, as soon as this came out, they included it for candlelight processional. So if you are headed to the theme parks anytime soon, there is a chance, if anyone cancels, that you can get this reservation as part of the candlelight processional dining package. And again, this is in Norway over at Epcot. Exciting. I know most people have been waiting for this. Nina predicted it. And yeah, it's the only meal on property right now with you dining with any princess, let alone multiple of them. So the only one we're waiting for now is 1900 Park Fare. That was also a princessy like meal. So yeah, let's see, guys. Let's see if that's coming next, but let's keep on going. So the next thing up, guys, is, and I've been talking about it for months and months and months, is Fantasmic. Woohoo! Fantasmic is officially back. That is the evening nighttime show over at Hollywood Studios. You kind of sit in an outside theater. Yes, you want to arrive early to get those seats. And a huge battle between good and evil happens right in front of you. And of course, it does indeed and feature Mickey Mouse. And there is some fireworks and some projections, some really good music and all sorts of fun. That's really exciting because that's been gone since before COVID, I think. I feel like they were working on it and they shut it down early, and then COVID happened and it never came back and blah, blah, blah. Absolutely love Fantasmic, but here's a few things to know. So there's 2 show times for Fantasmic right now. One is at 8 p.m. and one is at 9:30. And just like everything else, if you guys don't know this, if a show has 2 show times, if a parade has 2 show times, if fireworks have 2 show times, I'm going to tell you right now that that earlier show time is always going to be the most crowded. Why? Because parents are keeping their kiddos up. It is a lot easier to keep your kiddo up for an 8 p.m. show than it is for a 9:30 p.m. show. So just know that in advance. I'm assuming the 8 p.m. will indeed be the most crowded, just like when they have 2 fireworks shows. The earliest fireworks show is the most crowded. And I'm specifically talking when they do those holiday parties. There's usually 2 parade show times, sometimes 2 firework times. It really depends on the party and the time of year. But just note that the earlier one is usually the most crowded. And yes, they've added new scenes, guys. So like I said, it's the traditional fight against good versus evil. I don't want to give too much away, but they've added some new scenes. And the new scenes to me kind of remind me a little old school Fantasmic at Disneyland. Really, really love that. And they've included Moana, which is pretty sweet, especially for those people who really love Moana. And I kind of think it's fitting, right? Because it's on water, Moana and her water, right? Yeah, I can kind of see it. So I'm excited for that. Also currently, right now this could always change, Fantasmic is not, I repeat, not part of Genie Plus. Not sure how people feel about that. It used to be included in Fast Passes, although it wasn't a very popular Fast Pass, right? But it was included in Fast Pass. It is not, as of yet, included as part of Genie Plus. And like I said, because it's newly returned, and there are new scenes, it is going to be really popular for a while. So you 100% want to arrive early. Like I said, it's outdoor seating. So at least you're not stuck sitting on a curb or sitting on cold concrete, right? There's at least a seat-ish, right, over there. So I would arrive, again, this all just came back, a good 60 to 90 minutes early. Just like everything else, that is just what Nina, suggests. Of course, if you arrive 30 minutes early, will you still get a seat? Hopefully. It just might be in the back. So it is like a big amphitheater-like seating. The seats in the front usually is kind of a wet zone. There is a chance there could be some splashing, not that people are splashing you, but from the projections and the wind, you could get some wet feeling there. So usually the first few rows are kind of a wet zone. But to get a better spot, you just want to arrive early. So know that in advance. And of course, like all good things, Disney put out, you ready for it? Fantasmic dining packages. Woohoo, that's right. So just like all the other kind of packages that they like to put out, it's eating with a seat to the show. So just like the Candlelight Processional, you're paying to eat, but also a guaranteed spot for the show. So that is no different with Fantasmic. So if you do the Fantasmic dining, you're paying for your food, right? A little upcharge with that, but it comes with a guaranteed seat over in a reserved area as part of Fantasmic. In fact, these are what the vouchers used to look like. I'm assuming they're not going to look that much different. But here's what you can do, right? So for the Fantasmic dining package, you can eat at Mama Melrose, which is Italiano, lots of pasta, steak, stuff like that. 50s Primetime Cafe, some kind of microwave-like looking food, your mashed potatoes and meatloaf. Kind of reminds me of the I Love Lucy era, right? Hollywood and Vine, which is a character meal. So if you've got kiddos, this is the great way to combine a character meal with Fantasmic. And again, you're eating and then later you see the show. It's not like you eat and then show. It's usually way later is the show because they're giving you a voucher, right? Hopefully this makes sense. Sci-Fi dine-in theater is going to be included, which is great. Absolutely love that restaurant. I have several videos on that restaurant, eating in kind of vintage 1950 cars and watching some really cool vintage sci-fi commercials or bits and takes of movies there. Absolutely love that. And then the Hollywood Brown Derby. Now the Brown Derby is your fancy cuisine over at Hollywood Studios. This is some really good eats, guys. It is definitely costly. It was considered a 2-credit meal back when there was a meal plan. So if you're going for an anniversary, special party, you just want some good eats, Hollywood Brown Derby is the restaurant for you. But like I said, you go, you eat. When you sign for your receipt, attached to it is usually these. Here, I'm gonna do a close-up for you. It's just one of these. Each person should get one. And then, so it usually has a show time and a date. So then when it's time for you to show up, you just kind of flash your card and they let you in. So yes, that is the Fantasmic dining package. I kind of like the dining packages, to be honest, especially if you're a family with kiddos, because you know you're getting a spot, which means you don't have to sit curbside, you don't have to hang around, you don't have to wait. It's a lot easier. So you're mixing the whole eating, which is important if you're a family, a nice sit-down restaurant, air conditioning, great for the kiddos. And then later you go to Fantasmic. Again, probably want the earlier dining to get the earlier show. So if you're gonna eat at lunch, you're probably gonna get the 8 o'clock show. If you're eating at dinner time, you're probably gonna get the 9:30 show. So just know that in advance. Of course, all of that is indeed up on your app when you make reservations. Yay, so excited for Fantasmic. Okay, next thing up. This one kind of was big news for the people that care. I'll put that out there. Blizzard Beach is coming back. Woohoo! Okay, Blizzard Beach is one of Disney's water parks. If you do not know this, Disney World has 2 water parks, Blizzard Beach, yes, and Typhoon Lagoon. Now, when Disney reopened per COVID, Blizzard Beach wasn't open because they did some refurbishments on it, and people have been asking, especially all summer long, when normally there are 2 water parks open, people kept asking, when's Blizzard Beach? When's Blizzard Beach? It's happening, guys, November 13th. And of course, with the refurbishment that they did over there, they did some super duper cute Frozen theme refurbishment. So you're gonna see Marshmallow and his little babies all throughout Blizzard Beach. Absolutely adorable. I kind of thought Blizzard Beach needed a little bit of a makeover. Just, I love that they upped the cuteness factor. Let's just put it there. I mean, you're at Disney World. You want to feel like you're at Disney World. So I absolutely love that that is finally coming back, especially those of you who have been doing Typhoon Lagoon for like the past year and you're like, I need something else. Now is the time, guys, November 13th. Of course, with all that news, what does Disney then say? Yep. Typhoon Lagoon will now be going into refurbishment. So when Blizzard Beach comes out, Typhoon Lagoon will be going away. But this is not uncommon because we are coming into the winter season. Typically, there's only 1 water park open anyway. So normally they open one, refurbish the other, and then they switch, and then they're both open in the summer is how it typically goes. But yeah, so that's exciting, guys. Blizzard Beach with updates, but sadly that does mean Typhoon Lagoon is gonna go back into refurbishment again, November 13th. So coming, yeah, real soon, guys. Next thing up, oh my goodness, I am so excited for this. The train. Who misses the Walt Disney World Railroad? Nina does. I miss it so much. When I was on the train at Disneyland, all I kept thinking of is, where's Disney World? Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Tron, the new coaster over in Tomorrowland, is kind of in the way of the tracks. So they had to put a halt on the railroad so that they could reroute the track through Tron. Well, with Tron being almost done, and if you've seen any of my videos, you'll actually see the construction of Tron, and within it you could see the construction of the new railroad track. So the news is Disney is testing the train. That's exciting, guys, because that means a reopening date is upon us. They would not just be testing it with cast members and making a huge promotion about it for nothing. I suspect it's going to be open for the holidays. I mean, they are testing right now. So for those of you, again, who don't know, the Walt Disney World Railroad is a train that pretty much goes the perimeter of Magic Kingdom. It's about a 20-minute ride if you want to do round trip, which I highly suggest. And it's about a 1.5-mile loop around the park. It does indeed have 3 stations. So although you can use it as kind of a way from going to point A to point B and so on, I love it. Here's my tip: to do it round robin, full circle, even a couple of times if you have a little, and it's nap time. Oh my goodness, I cannot tell you how much I love to eat lunch. And then the daughter or one of the kids was looking a little sleepy, and I'm like, hey, let's go on the train. We would ride the train loop-de-doop a few times, just kind of sit in the corner, and they would nap. Nap, nap, nap. Absolutely loved it. That way I didn't have to worry about going on a bus and going back to my hotel and the kid potentially waking up and all that drama. For those of you with little kids, you know what I'm talking about. Being able to just sit on the train and let them nap, even if they just napped for an hour. Oh my goodness, that was so helpful. You know, when you're on a long day at the theme park. So yes, I am so looking forward to the Walt Disney World Railroad reopening very soon. But yeah, guys, it's on the horizon. They're testing it right now. In fact, I saw someone posted a video. It's someone I'm friends with on Facebook, actually, who lives in Florida. And he actually posted a video while he was stopped at a stoplight, right? And the train was just going by, like the cars. So Disney took the cars out of storage and it was just going down the street headed into Magic Kingdom. And he posted a video of the train just going by. It was just tears of joy, guys. That's all that it is. But let's keep going. So we got to talk about it, guys. Maybe it's the elephant of the room. Is it? I don't know. Christmas. I feel like we've been talking about Christmas for the past several videos, but it's time, guys. Christmas is here. Christmas time is at the theme parks. In fact, oddly enough, Disney has been slowly decorating for Christmas for weeks now. That's right. Even before Halloween happened, Disney was putting up little bits and sparkles of Christmas throughout the theme parks, which annoys me, by the way, Disney. Can't you wait until November 1st? So yes, Christmas has been popping up all over the place for weeks. And as most of you might know, as soon as October 31st happens, the very next day, November 1st, Magic Kingdom is typically all in its Christmas splendor. Well, that 100% happened, guys. It may have taken 2 days, actually. I'm not sure. But the Christmas tree is up. All the new wreaths are up. And they have a new theme this year. It looks like kind of fruit is now on the tree and it's on the wreaths, you know, like little pineapples and apples and oranges. So they went with a fruit themed this year. But yes, Christmas has exploded and has hit Magic Kingdom. And of course, the resorts themselves are slowly getting decorated. All, you know, the rest of the 3 parks are slowly getting decorated. And Magic Kingdom should be 100% decorated by November 8th, which is the beginning of Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. But with all of that said, a few things did get decorated, which Nina's excited about. I'm going to share with you. And that is the gingerbread houses. Who absolutely loves the Disney gingerbread displays? Yeah, my hand is up. Absolutely love this. So Grand Floridian, in case you guys don't know, every year they put up a huge human-sized gingerbread house made completely out of gingerbread, 100% edible. It is fabulous. In fact, they have cast members that actually sit inside the actual house and they sell you gingerbread and holiday goodies, as well as little mini gingerbread houses that you can buy as a souvenir. So yes, as soon as November 1st hit, guys, that house was up. They are currently right now, icing and adding the chocolate and the gingerbread. I'm pretty sure it's going to be done by the time this video airs. But yes, the Grand Floridian gingerbread house is up or almost up. I mean, it's happening right now. I am so excited. For anyone going during the holidays, just going to the Grand Floridian, as soon as you go into that lobby, you can just smell it. It just smells so glorious. But note, it's also extremely crowded and busy because, of course, everyone goes. Everyone wants to see the giant gingerbread house. And, of course, they have the most beautiful Christmas tree in their lobby, which is great for Christmas photos, family photos. It's also very common for someone to get engaged. In fact, many of us someones get engaged very often at the Grand Floridian during the holidays. So if you're lucky enough to go visit, just kind of sit, listen to the piano music and see how many people you can spot getting engaged over at the Grand. But the next thing up is Beach Club. So if you haven't heard about this, you need to start. Beach Club puts up a gingerbread carousel. That's right. I think it's 4 horses, and it actually spins and rotates. I have a video of it last year. That is up right now. And this year the theme is Disney princesses. So they have a Jasmine, a Snow White, a Belle, and a Tiana. Absolutely love it. This is probably one of my favorite gingerbread displays because they're just so creative each and every year. The ponies are different, everything down to their hair and their saddles, and it's just so glorious, and the theming. And I think, was it last year? It was the Little Mermaid theme. Oh, Nina was in heaven. I absolutely loved it. So for those of you who are not staying at Yacht Club or Beach Club this holiday season, the best way to see this carousel is if you're at Epcot to just kind of kick over to the International Gateway, exit, and then go hit Beach Club up for a view of that carousel. You can also go over there and kind of get some eats, get some dinner, whatever works for you. But yes, the carousel is brilliant. I love it. Every year it's one of my favorites. Also, the Contemporaries gingerbread display is up. It's very Mary Blair. It's a Small World inspired, but that display is indeed up. It's in their lobby, and it's kind of across from the gift shop there. So, but yeah, Christmas is definitely happening. Gingerbread displays are popping up everywhere. So make sure you guys check that out. But I have to mention it because it's happening, guys. For those of you who are headed very, very soon to the theme parks, I want you to note this. You ready? They will be filming for the Christmas, extravaganza TV show that they put out every year. They're going to be filming very soon. I have the dates and the times for Magic Kingdom. They do tend to film at all 4 parks, but it's the Magic Kingdom filming that tends to be a little bit more robust, if you know what I mean. So Christmas filming is going to start November 11th through 13th. They do this every year, and yes, I've been there when they've done the filming. So on November 1st, if you guys are going to be there, again, this is Magic Kingdom. They're going to be filming from 9 until noon. On November 12th, they have 3 different filming times at this moment, and they're going to film from 9 until 1, 12:30 to 4:30, and then 5 to 9. And you have to wonder if that 5 to 9 is going to be a parade with fireworks. Just noting that right there. November 13th will be 12:30 to 4:30, and again 5 to 9. That is typical parade firework time, guys. So this is going to be, they film it ahead of time, right? And then it gets aired on November 27th and December 25th, Christmas morning. So if anyone has seen the Thanksgiving parade holiday special or the Christmas Day special, this is when they do the filming. They usually film around all the different theme parks, Disneyland, Disney World, and then of course Disney World. It's all 4 parks that they do it. But yeah, so just note, if you're arriving anytime soon, November 11th through 13th, you may stumble upon some filming. But I mean, what does this really mean, Nina? I'm going, you're making me nervous. What does this mean? So what it means at Magic Kingdom is usually the castle will indeed be closed off. They will have giant platforms. Well, they will have performers singing and orchestras and all that good stuff. They will have seating usually out and crowds of cast members, famous people, and more. So if you've ever seen those specials, you know what it is. You know that the celebrities come out to sing and dance, and there's orchestras and these giant platforms around the castle. And of course, there's people in the audience singing and dancing and having a good time. That's what they're filming. So if you go, you might stumble upon a famous person. That's right, Nina accidentally bumped into Derek Huff. I didn't even know. I was like, oh, excuse me. And then my friend behind me was like, do you know who you just ran into? It was pretty comical. One time I saw and met the Descendants, all of the Descendants, that's right, and more. So you never know what's really going to happen, but just note that the crowd, the happy people in the crowd, is usually lucky cast members that show up with their matching mouse ears and their families, and that's usually who Disney picks for the crowd members of those shows. But yeah, so that is really what it means, is the castle's going to be closed off. So it's really only going to affect 2 things, right? It's going to affect your castle photos, and it may be a little inconvenient to get around the castle and the hub because of all the stuff going on. But it's not really something that's gonna ruin your trip. It really shouldn't. But yeah, I'm excited because like I said, they usually film around the castle and then they usually film a parade or two. So I'm wondering if that's what that 5 to 9 o'clock situation is, or, I'm not even sure. So yeah, that's just pretty exciting. And for those of you who are nervous, you have two choices, right? You can literally just walk past it as fast as you can and enjoy the other parts of Magic Kingdom, or sometimes be like Nina and do a little jump and see who you can see and film them filming and just, kind of enjoy that this is not normal, right? This isn't usual. Not everyone gets to go to Magic Kingdom and see a celebrity or, Disney filming something. So there's kind of something fun and unique about that, right? Enjoying that. It's kind of like a bragging situation, right? Like how Nina ran into Derek Cuff. So yeah, it's not that big of a deal, but I'm just giving you guys the heads up. But for those of you who are headed to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, I have some tips. So as I mentioned earlier, I think the party starts November 8th. And for those of you who haven't been before or it hasn't been a while, I do have videos up about the party. But specifically, I'm going to give you a couple of tips. You ready? First thing, you want to make sure you arrive early. As early as you can. The party starts at 7, but you can get in as early as 4. So even though all the other guests will also be in the park at 4 o'clock, this is a good time to grab a meal. This is a good time to knock out a couple of rides as you can, because as soon as 7 o'clock starts, all the other guests are getting kicked out. I mean, I think they get kicked out at 6, but they're done, right? And now it's your time. You want to have dinner out of the way already. You want to have already ridden as many rides as you could have so that you can enjoy all the special festivities that the party has to offer. Make sure you dress the part as best you can. Put on your holiday best if you want to. Get some cute matching, Christmas outfits. Holiday PJs, that's right. Nina's been a few times with matching PJs with my kids. Absolutely fabulous. For those with families or little kids, make sure you get your holiday pictures early. That's something you could do between that 4 and 7 o'clock zone, right? Before the party starts. Go ahead, get in front of the Christmas tree in your cute little outfits and take those pictures now. Take them before the kids have any meltdowns, before they get too tired, and before they spill any of that free complimentary hot chocolate on their cute little Christmas outfits. That's right, you heard me, it happens. Make sure you make time to catch the parade, the show. There's usually a stage show. There's several dance parties, right? The characters and fireworks. And note, I already said it earlier, usually there's 2 parade show times. The first parade show time is the most crowded, right? Because people want to get their kids to see the parade and then they leave, which makes the second show time the better one, right? Less crowds. But make sure, if you really want to get the full holiday cheer of it all, that you watch the parade on Main Street. Why? Because as Santa comes to town, it snows. That's right, it snows down Main Street. It is absolutely fabulous. It's one of Nina's favorite things. And of course, the snow is really Snope. It's Disney's soapy snow that they use, but it's just the pictures and the feeling, and I don't need to explain it to you guys. It's magical. So if you're going to the party, you want to make the most of it, make sure you watch the parade on Main Street. And of course, if you're there for the shopping, go early, because a lot of that special merchandise will sell out fast. And for those of you who are foodies and you're all about the special Disney holiday treats and sweets and whatever and drinks, that's been released already by Disney Parks. So yes, you can go ahead and research all the different cupcakes and desserts and drinks that will be out for the party so that you can figure out exactly where to go to get your specific treat. And sadly, those of you who are plant-based or have food allergies, yeah, those treats are not really for us. They are pre-made and nothing that they can kind of accommodate us for. So just know that in advance. But yes, that is Christmas time at Disney World right now. Now. Not starting soon, starting now. Already happened. Christmas has exploded at Magic Kingdom for sure, and the other parks are following suit. But let's keep going with our updates. Next update, real quick, guys. Disney Cruise Line just came out with this. Finally, their big change to vaccination and COVID testing requirements. Wait for it, guys. Beginning November 14th. So in a few days, any sailings happening in the U.S., starting from the U.S., so your Port Canaveral sailings, your Miami sailings, etc., COVID tests are not required for anyone. This is new, guys. This is new because last update, I think they had changed it to certain people who were unvaxxed at a certain age range still had to test. Now it's nobody. Vaccinations not required. COVID testing not required starting November 14th and on for U.S. sailings. Of course, Disney does put in the fine print. Vaccinations may not be required, but highly suggested. Testing is not required, but highly suggested that you get a test 1 or 2 days before sailing so that obviously if you find out you do have COVID, maybe you make the better judgment call and don't sail. But yes, not required, which I love because the requirement of getting that COVID test is beyond stressful. Like it was extremely stressful. I did it a few times in a row. So I'm happy to see this update. So just know that. Also regarding Disney Cruise Line, they're returning to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade yet again this year. So they were in the parade last year. Was Jordan Fisher part of it? I think he was. Anyway, it's happening again this year for the 96th annual Macy's Parade. 96. Wow. That means 100 is really close. I can't imagine what the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is going to do for the 100th anniversary. But yeah, so DCL, Disney Cruise Line, will be back. Make sure you guys check that out on Thanksgiving morning. Next up is character updates. So there was an article that was kind of sprinkling around here and there. I don't know if you caught it. Another one of those clickbait articles. Something about how Disney can't afford it or Disney can't whatever, and they're cutting back on characters. Well, this ticked off many, guests who want to see characters. Article said something like, Disney's opening too many restaurants with characters, so the characters have to go to the dining restaurants and they will not be in the parks for meet and greets. Anyway, I checked it out this morning, guys. I went to every single park and looked at the list of characters. There are plenty of characters in the parks right now for meet and greet. So I'm not sure what was up with that article, but just note there are plenty of characters about, and specifically, the Toy Story Land characters are back. This is Woody, Buzz, and Jessie. Now, Bo Peep was not on the list, but that doesn't mean she won't come back soon. But that's pretty exciting, especially in the holiday season. Buzz wears his little hat, and I absolutely love it. But yes, some of these articles, you just have to be careful, guys. Some of them are just beyond clickbait. But like I said, I looked, and there were plenty of characters at all 4 parks for everyone to meet and greet and hug and enjoy. So yes, that is my big character updates, but the newest thing is the Toy Story Land characters. Next thing up is Epcot. It has been announced, of course it happens every year, but I'm gonna say it anyway, is the International Festival of the Arts is returning to Epcot. The dates are gonna be January 13th through February 20th. So the festival is about a month long, and of course it celebrates art over at Epcot. Festival is fabulous. It has the food and the eats and the drinks just like all the other festivals, but they have all these different like kiosks and areas where actual Disney artists will come and meet and greet with guests, and guests of course can buy their art with signatures and all that great stuff. They usually have some really cute areas where guests can kind of paint something and kind of be part of the show. Last year they had like a cupcake and a little like dish with icing, and you could kind of make your own cupcake or cookie. It was very cute. But yes, International Festival of the Arts, of course, is returning next year starting January 13th. And my final update, I just have to say it, but it has nothing to do with Disney, but it's important if you're going to Orlando, and that is about Universal Orlando. So as you guys may or may not know, I have several videos out about Universal. Yes, Nina goes to Universal. Nina can book Universal too. So this is the update they sent to us. So I just want to share with you guys. So starting January 16th, so here in a couple of months, Universal is closing down several of their kid zone areas to make way for a new area, very secret, featuring your beloved animated characters. So it sounds like they're gonna replace the old Kid Zone stuff with some new updated Kid Zone stuff. I don't know, but just so you know, and this is kind of sad for me, a few of these things I remember, they're gonna close down the Fievel Playground, Woody's Woodpecker Coaster, the Curious George area, the DreamWorks character area, and the meet and greet with Shrek and Donkey. I mean, who's to say if some of these things may or may not come back? I mean, Shrek and Donkey were a pretty popular thing, but they do want you guys to know that E.T., Animal Actors, the SpongeBob area, and the Kid Zone Pizza area will still be available for guests, while the other stuff is closing down, making way for a new experience. So as I usually tell my clients, Universal is very much designed for those thrill seekers. A lot and most of their attractions are crazy roller coasters and 3D and upside down and virtual reality and all those great things. And if you love thrill coasters, Universal is the place for you. They do have a few, like I talked about, select little kiddie areas, which it looks like they're closing down and updating. But like I said, E.T. is still there. They didn't mention anything about the Dr. Seuss area. So yeah, even though Universal is really designed for those thrill seekers, they do have a few little areas for the kiddos or for people who can't do coasters as much. So yeah, that's it, guys. Those are my updates for Disney and a little bit on Disney World. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Just note that yes, Christmas is here. It's gonna come and go super duper fast. I just cannot believe it's already Christmas time. I feel like anyone else, like, what happened to this year? It went by so unbelievably quick. But yeah, guys, Fantasmic, Ask or Shush, Christmas, OMG. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. If the subscribe button is red, please click it, turn it gray, hit the bell icon for notifications, like this video, and like I said, comment. Christmas happening too early for you, or is it just perfect? Or do you wish it started earlier? Like, let me know in the comments who is already set up to go to Ask or Shush, who's already got a Fantasmic dining package set up for them in the next few months. Let me know, guys. I love chatting with you, and I'm hoping in my next updates video, I'm going to announce that the train is back. I'm hoping, guys. Who else is hoping? Put that in the comments as well. Yes. But as always, mahalo for watching. Nina out. Bye, guys.